it will happen, and it'll happen because these nations want an option. That's all this is now. You're going to look at, I think you'll see every country in the world and probably every company begin to take stranded assets and figure out how do they convert those to an asset that's generating something positive. And we're here, and I think we're here quicker than I would have thought.
At a recent meeting in Russia, BRICS announced a plan to increase Bitcoin mining across its member countries, with some governments like Argentina, UAE, and Ethiopia already investing in Bitcoin mining infrastructures. Russia, in particular, is building more facilities for Bitcoin and artificial intelligence projects through a partnership between its largest data center, BitRiver, and a government investment fund. With that, experts are optimistic about Bitcoin's growth, expecting it to rise significantly in value. Matthew Siegel, head of digital assets research in VanEck, predicts its price could hit $100,000 soon and possibly reach $3 million by 2050 if global banks start using it as a reserve asset. According to Siegel, BRICS aims to achieve greater financial independence and may potentially use Bitcoin in global trade to bypass the U.S. financial system. He also believes that post-election financial challenges in the U.S. could further enhance Bitcoin's appeal as an investment. Meanwhile, in the U.S., the presidential election has investors speculating on what's next for Bitcoin in the country. Let's now hear from Cardone CEO Gary Cardone as he shares his latest outlook for Bitcoin after the election and discusses what a Trump presidency would look like. Give this video a like to show your support, subscribe for your daily dose of crypto news, and let's begin. Before we continue with the rest of the video, do check out Daily 5-Minute Crypto Newsletter with all the latest crypto and Bitcoin news. It's a fantastic analysis of on-chain crypto data and breakdowns, and the best part is it's absolutely free. They'll cover expert predictions, breakdowns of on-chain crypto data, and any breaking news you need to know, all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description and enter your email to join over 50,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now.
None of us will have garbage problems in the future. If we have a proper election, he will destroy. The stats will be overwhelming. If I'm the other side, I just don't want this ballot to happen. It's just not good. The message I think behind Trump is that our regulations are going to contract. Like if you're a business person, you don't really. I'm less interested in taxes than I am in regulation. Handle regulation, and I can probably afford to pay a little bit more tax. But if you regulate the shit out of me and I don't know what I'm doing and I'm constantly having to send letters to the SEC, it's impossible to invest in that kind of environment. So I just think all of that's going to stop. And I can't imagine if you're a businessman that you want more regulations. We have 438 regulatory divisions in the United States. It's ridiculous. And the Pentagon was built in like what, 14 or 16 months, man. When we used to have real men around with muscle and they knew how to use a hammer. I've got 90% of my wealth in US dollars and I'm just going to dump them. I can't confront it. I see the way people approach Grant and they're like, well, you should, and you're an idiot. And it's like, yeah, I think he's going to be okay, man. Here's an edge. Here's a piece of real estate. Look at it a little differently. You like location? Cool. Here's Bitcoin. It's got a location without a location. You know, look, we're going to, all the old ways of selling Bitcoin are going to end up in a little book, a book of jokes on how not to open a market up. That's all gone though. You got Howard Lutnick going, I have several $100 million of Bitcoin. I'm going to have billions. Yeah, we're here. I mean, we're here, and I think we're here quicker than I would have thought. The Microsoft conversation, you're hearing that Microsoft is probably going to pass on putting Bitcoin on their
well, they'll pass, but that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. I'm going to put some on my damn balance sheet today just because of that. And I'll keep doing it. You know, everybody poo-pooed on El Salvador. Now they're talking about, hey, what if Argentina were to do that? It always starts with the small guy, right? The small guy that needs options, MicroStrategy, El Salvador. I would bet money that we have a large sovereign in the next 9 months admit they've been buying.
Yeah,
and I mean a large player, dude, like Iraq and Iran, a Saudi, Turkey. If a NATO player does it, woo, it will happen, and it'll happen because these nations want an option. That's all this is now. Hey, I want an option to be able to trade outside of this draconian sanction program that the United States continues to pull. I do not believe Trump will do this. I think Trump will do sanctions. Hey, you're going to charge me 100% to come into your country? I'm charging you 100%. No problem. But 9 months, man. 9 months, we have large sovereigns saying we're buying billions of dollars. I think this is the message from Saylor. He's trying to accelerate the game theory. The idea that every sovereign won't eventually, probably in the next 12 months, start using all of its cheap or trapped energy, whether that's coming from a volcano or thermal or nuclear power station that's abandoned. Why wouldn't you turn anything that's just stranded and trapped into a US dollar or into a currency? It makes no sense. So you're going to look at, I think you'll see every country in the world and probably every company begin to take stranded assets and figure out how do they convert those to an asset that's generating something positive.
With the election results expected to influence cryptocurrency regulation and the future of the Securities and Exchange Commission, several companies including Circle Internet Financial, Kraken, Fireblocks, Chainalysis, and eToro are considered likely candidates for going public in the next year or two. Although Circle has confidentially filed for an IPO, other companies have yet to enter the public markets, partly due to strict enforcement actions from current SEC Chair Gary Gensler against large crypto platforms like Coinbase and Binance. Despite uncertainties, the chance for crypto IPOs seems to have improved regardless of who won the election. Republican candidate Donald Trump supports the crypto industry and promises to remove Gensler if elected. In contrast, Democratic candidate Kamala Harris has been less vocal but is open to establishing a regulatory framework for digital asset. Hasib Qureshi, managing partner of Dragonfly Capital, suggests that the post-election environment may favor crypto IPOs, with potential changes in SEC leadership leading to more favorable regulations. Bitcoin options traders are eyeing a price of $80,000, which could yield significant returns if the cryptocurrency surpasses that mark by the end of November. What do you think of these developments? Let us know in the comments. Now, let's hear from Dan McDermott, the founder of the Chart Skies, as he shares his latest chart analysis for Bitcoin after the elections.
Yeah, this is the bear's last stand. I mean, we only have, 72 to 74 little resistance zone that we're knocking on the door of. And, we got the NASDAQ knocking on the door of the all-time high as well. But Bitcoin looking great. I mean, that longer term 3-month, I call it a bull flag. Some people don't, but there's nothing wrong with that consolidation. And it's just, there's no red flags. And so it's just a question of, on the 12-hour time frame, can we form a quick higher low and get that all-time high out of the way? Or do we reject more meaningfully? And then, you have all the bears will come out and say, this is a double top. And, we'll go through that while we get some daily consolidation. That's possible as well. But again, no red flags at this point. And have to keep in mind that all this is in the face of a very strong dollar as well. And we know generally, we want to see the dollar going down for Bitcoin. And the dollar had a really bullish few weeks here. So hopefully if the dollar tops out, maybe that's a little tailwind for Bitcoin to knock through that all-time high as well at this point. I mean, the way it usually goes is you get that big surge of confidence in Bitcoin, and then it, as we know, it bleeds out to everybody else. And we're not seeing it, aside from MSTR, which is the crypto bull, just straight up the last 2 months in blue sky breakout. We know bulls love those blue skies. But, you look at the miners, MARA, CLSK, they're not really doing anything. Even coin, we're not near the recent highs. So the crypto stocks aren't seeing the love and the surge of confidence. When people get really confident, just buy everything. And we don't have that right now. And so hoping, give me Bitcoin 80,000 plus, convincing new all-time high. And then let's see that fervor, reverberate into all corners of the crypto market. For a while that I don't think we get the altcoin seasons that we've been used to. I mean, 2017 was special with its lack of liquidity and its lack of, players. You're only looking at a handful of names. Now there's so many more, but I don't think it's going to be the same thing where you can just close your eyes and make 500%. But it doesn't mean there won't be the analogy we talk about time and time again is the .com boom, where the vast majority fail and the ones that win big for long periods of time. And eventually, this space will get shaken out in that degree, in my opinion. But again, you just got to see dominance falling to have any confidence in, altcoins being the place to be. Again, you got a couple that can outperform, but I've been watching the 2-week time frame just because it's been grinding. I love the EMA 12 and it's just been riding this for years. And so if it's going to be a very clear shift to alt season, you got to lose that for the first time in years. And we're not anywhere near that happening at the moment. So it's still all Bitcoin at this. But again, those meme coins, they're great for some, $5,000 or whatever, but try getting in and out with $100,000. It's a dip back. NASDAQ, we got to be cautious of this rising wedge that's breaking bear right now. This is earnings. It's a Super Bowl week of tech earnings. So we just had yesterday Meta and Microsoft. And, I bought Microsoft at the 2022 near those lows, 228. And I just sold a third of that at 442 yesterday after hours. I'm starting to lock in some of these long-term moves because again, NASDAQ 100%, Microsoft 100% in 2 years. That's just not generally a sustainable move. So just getting a little bit more protective. I sold some metal miners, just, locking in some profit in this market environment. And if the NASDAQ does follow through with this rising wedge, we'll zoom out and we'll watch the weekly and make sure there's no major red flags. But again, it's just the bear's last stand. It's the all-time high and we have a double top at the all-time high right now. And we'll see if the bears can follow through with that in any meaning.
What are your thoughts on Bitcoin's performance in the coming months? Do you think we'll see significant changes? Share your outlooks in the comments section. Thank you for sticking with us until the end of the video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this discussion, and subscribe for more insights on building true independence through crypto. See you next time. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.